Now that you're kind of staring on the barrel of the start of your last training camp, what are the feelings? What are the emotions? Is it different at all, or?
I think the biggest thing is just the feeling to not take anything for granted, and to not take for granted the time that you get to be with the guys. And when practice is hard and it's hot, and it's tough to keep going. And it's remembering that it's my last time to do it with this group of guys. So just kind of having that mindset through everything.
Does Shi Smith kind of possess the most dynamic skill set as far as replacing what Debo brought to the table, maybe picking up that slack you lost with him now?
I think he's just as explosive as Debo, but I definitely think they play differently and they're able to change a game differently. So I think that Shi's a great receiver in his own right, and definitely has a different skill set, but definitely a guy that's going to have a big year for us.
Jake, what do you feel like you can improve at and get better this final year in college?
I think there's a lot. I mean, I think there's always room for improvement. I think the big thing being consistency and just trying to bring the same mindset, same game each and every week, each and every day at practice. And but I think that's a big thing, consistency, and then obviously the glaring thing is taking care of the ball better. And that's something that we stressed in the spring and did a good job at.
How do you like the opportunity that this team has to beat some really good teams, highly ranked teams, and make a name for itself if you can win those games this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why you come to Carolina, is to play in the SEC and play against the best teams in the nation. And I think that's what our senior class and this team looks at it as opportunities to go play against them and to see what we got.
Most champions said that this is his best team, best players, more players. You were there at the very beginning, and you've kind of grown with him through this process. So how does it look to you now as you kind of look over the program, where it is as you begin to exit?
Yeah, I mean, I think without a doubt, I'd echo what Coach said. Probably, our deepest team as far as depth, our best team, just as far as guys that are fully invested in what we want to do here and what we're trying to do, and just think about, where we were freshman year and just how we've got it, going in the right direction, and just how guys have really bought in to what Coach Muschamp and what Coach Dillman are doing for us.
You've been to a lot at South Carolina. What's the most important thing you want people to know about you? A guy that was unfazed by things. I think just trying to just stay consistent in how I approach things, and a guy that didn't let outside influences affect the way that that I did things.
You seem more mature in dealing with the media. Do you feel more mature? Do you feel your age?
Oh, for sure. I think the other day I was talking to some of the freshmen, and they were born in like '01, so it was like, wow, yeah, I definitely feel old now. But yeah, I think it's just that understanding that not saying y'all are not important, but I think winning games is what's important, and trying to just keep that in the forefront of my mind.
How'd the camp this summer help you out with the experience at the Peyton Manning?
Manning camp, yeah, I mean the Manning camp is incredible, and just to able to be around the group of high level quarterbacks there, and just to be able to just soak up all the knowledge from Peyton and Eli, is just unquestionably, a really big thing for a quarterback to do, and helped me a lot.
Are you confident that you can get your completion percentage up to the 70% area, 68, 70%, where most winning quarterbacks usually live in that area?
Yeah, but I mean, as long as we're winning, I could care less if it was 32. I mean, as long as there's a W in the win column, I could really care less what personal things are, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important is winning.
What's the most valuable lesson you learned from guys like Peyton and Eli?
I think it's the how they approach things. It's just so professional, and it's there's no laughing and giggling when they're ready to go play. It's business, and it's time to go to work when it's time to go to work. And then they're really chill guys when you just talk to them one-on-one after the workout's over. But when it's time to go to work, it's all business, and there's nothing else that really matters in that moment.
Jake, the friendship you've had with Bailey and Parker and Chandler, how has that helped you get through college and football, and how has it kind of kept you grounded since you've been here?
Yeah, man, I think those guys, man, they mean the world to me, just to be able to keep me grounded or to pick me up when I need it. And
that if we win a big game or something, they'll come in and crack a joke and kind of level me back out to earth. But man, they're guys that just are really great guys, and just really blessed to have them.
Having Ortre back to go along with Brian Edwards, Shi Smith, Josh Van, and others, how do you feel this receiving core stacks up with others around the SEC?
I think we're one of the more underrated receiving cores that are out there. I mean, the guys that can just go change a game with one play. And I think if you look at all of them, they each bring a unique skill set to the game and are just really great receivers, and I love throwing to them.
Ortre specifically, just other than his maybe height, would be the first answer. What else about him helps?
I think his strength, just to be able to just power through, DB's arms and go get the ball. I mean, he attacks the ball very well. That's probably one of his best traits as far as a receiver is going to attack the ball. And that's just one thing that I think is going to help us a lot, is knowing I can throw it to him and he can go get it.
What would you really like to accomplish your final year?
I think for me is beat the East, win the state. I mean, I think that's something that we've wanted to accomplish each and every year, and we haven't done it yet. And that's one of the main reasons that a lot of us came back and to try to accomplish that.
Have you gotten to work with the two freshman receivers in like 7-on-7s, and what stands out with each of their games?
For sure. I think, looking at Kevion, he's similar to like what I said about Ortre. A strong guy, big guy, attacks the ball well, and then Xavier, being more of the explosive one, kind of, faster. Two guys that came in and picked up the offense very well, and really showing flashes that they can be in a really great one day.
Jake, we were talking to Jay earlier about his position switch, and he said probably the biggest thing he had to deal with was the humility of changing from a quarterback to a wide receiver. How have you seen him handle that as a person?
Yeah, I mean, Jay is unquestionably one of the most unselfish guys on the team, and I think everyone on the team will say that. And but he's the moment that they told him he wanted to play with some receiver, he said, "Hey man, can we go throw?" Which was weird at first because Jay's running routes, but just to see how much he's just gotten better from spring has just been incredible to see how much he's worked at it, and that's the thing with Jay. Whatever he does, he wants to be great at it, and that's what he's trying to do.
Do you expect him to be in the mix at receiver?
I think so. The thing about Jay, he's obviously played quarterback, so he knows where to be, and timing wise in his head, he knows what the drop we're taking and where he needs to be at the right time. So I think he's got a chance to help us out this year.
How big is the mental part of the game for you, and how has that developed over the years?
I think it's huge. I think it's I'd say close to half of what it takes to win games. I think the other half obviously physical, but I think the other half is definitely mental and being able to not only block out distractions during the week, but have the right mindset going into the game and being able to approach each game and each day that you get a chance to play football the same.
What do you think about the leadership on this team as a group?
I think it's some of the best that it's been the best since I've been here, but some of the best that I've ever seen as far as guys like Donnell Stanley that takes a whole group of offensive linemen on his own and go do some whether it's blocking their tracks on the run game or working on pass protection stuff, just the guys, the leaders that, you can tell they love football. And it's guys that when they got here, maybe didn't have the, the examples that, maybe other people have, other programs, get to see what it's like, kind of had to build their own brand of leadership and what it takes. And, I think we've done a great job of getting it turned, program turned in the right direction. I think that speaks to the leadership on the team.
What's it been like working with Ryan and DeCarrion in this offseason? And do you see any similarities between them now and you as a freshman?
Oh, without a doubt. I think that the biggest thing is just the love of the game. I think they're constantly wanting to learn and wanting to grow their knowledge of being a quarterback and their knowledge of just football in general. And that's one thing that I noticed in myself that obviously I love football, and that's one thing I see in them.